You say you're tired, exhausted, worn out from the grind. But it's not your body that's tired, it's your soul. You're not burned out from working too much. You're burned out from living without meaning, from filling your days with noise but never nourishment. You've been productive but not present. You've been busy but not alive. And deep down you feel it. That quiet emptiness no routine can fix. You've been checking all the boxes, waking up early, hitting deadlines, chasing goals. But it still feels hollow. Because what you're doing isn't the problem, it's why you're doing it. You've been pouring your energy into survival, not purpose, into productivity, not passion. And the world claps for you, calls you disciplined, focused. But no one asks if you feel alive. Because being tired is acceptable. But being empty, that's harder to explain. You're not lazy. You're disconnected. Disconnected from meaning, from stillness, from anything that feels real. You've been numbing instead of healing, scrolling instead of feeling, running from silence because silence forces you to listen, and you're scared of what you might hear. You're not drained from doing too much. You're drained from doing the wrong things, for the wrong reasons, for people who don't even see you. And the longer you ignore that hunger inside, the more burned out you feel, not because you're weak, but because your spirit's been starving for too long. You've been running on empty because nothing you're doing actually feeds you. You chase goals that don't light you up. You say yes to things that drain you. You smile when you want to scream. And every day, a little more of you goes missing. This isn't burnout. This is neglect. You've ignored your inner world for so long, you forgot what it feels like to be whole. You forgot how it feels to do something just because it moves your soul, not your metrics. And now, your soul is speaking. Not through words, but through exhaustion. You don't need another productivity hack. You need presence. You don't need to manage your time better. You need to remember why you're here. You've been chasing structure, but starving for meaning. You've optimized your life, but forgotten how to feel it. That's why the checklist never feels like enough. That's why rest still leaves you tired. Because what you're missing isn't sleep, it's soul. And no app, no planner, no hustle can fill the space where purpose is supposed to be. The world taught you to keep moving, but it never taught you how to pause. You learned how to grind, but not how to grieve. You learned how to win, but not how to wonder. So now, you keep going, even when there's nowhere left to go. You push through the numbness, pretending it's discipline. But deep down, you don't need more speed. You need depth. You don't need more progress. You need presence. And until you return to that, you'll keep calling your spiritual hunger burnout. You don't need another goal. You need a reason to wake up that doesn't feel like survival. You need to touch something real, something bigger than your inbox, something deeper than your to-do list. Because your soul wasn't built for constant output. It was built for connection with yourself, with stillness, with something sacred. But the world distracted you. It told you that achievement is everything, that rest is laziness, that silence is weakness. And you believed it, until your spirit started whispering, this isn't it. You've been surviving on surface level living, checking boxes, meeting deadlines, playing roles. But none of it fed you, none of it moved you. And now you can't ignore the ache anymore. Your soul is tired of being treated like a machine. It's tired of being silenced while your schedule runs your life. You were never meant to live this way, mechanical, muted, numb. And now you know, this emptiness, It's not failure, it's a message, a quiet invitation to come back to yourself. Coming back to yourself doesn't look glamorous. It's not always peaceful. It's not always clean. Sometimes it means sitting in the quiet and letting the ache speak, letting the questions rise, letting the truth hit. It means remembering what lit you up before the world told you who to be. Before the grind, before the performance, before the mask. You don't need to escape your life. You need to return to it. But this time, on your terms. This time, with your soul intact. Because you weren't just burned out, you were being called back to something real. You're not behind. You're just awakening. Awakening to the fact that the path they sold you was never meant to fulfill you, only to use you. You're not tired because you failed. You're tired because you finally stopped lying to yourself. Stopped pretending that success without meaning was ever going to be enough. This exhaustion is sacred. It's your soul saying, I'm done with shallow. I'm done with empty. I'm ready to feel again. And that's not burnout. That's breakthrough. Now you see it. You weren't weak, you weren't lazy, you were starved. Starved of silence, starved of meaning, starved of anything that made you feel human again. And now that you know what's missing, you can stop chasing what never fed you. No more empty goals. No more performing success. No more filling space just to feel busy. You're not here to impress. You're here to express. You're here to live deeply, not efficiently. To feel fully, not just function. That's the shift. That's the moment you come home, you're done calling it burnout. You're done pretending rest alone will fix it. Because now you know, what you needed wasn't more time off. It was more time within. Time to reconnect, to realign, to rebuild your life around what actually feeds your soul. You don't have to abandon your goals. You just have to stop abandoning yourself to reach them. Let this be the shift, where your energy follows your truth, where your success reflects your spirit, where your life isn't just full, it's alive. You were never too tired. You were just too far from what matters. And now, you're on your way back.